Good afternoon. Some of you guys were asking how I make Google Forms when I'm doing quizzes with my kids. So I was just going to show you a couple of things that you can do that are fairly easy in Google Classroom. So first of all, when you're logged into your Google account, remember the waffle over here? That's where all your Google apps are. Um, Forms on mine, it might be different on yours, not sure, but I had to scroll all the way down here to find the actual Forms app. That's where you would go if you want to start making some forms from scratch. But what I want to show you is within Google Classroom, they have a way that kind of starts generating a form for you to make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go in my classroom and I want to make a form for a language arts quiz later. So I'm going to click in that classroom and I'm going to go up to classwork. And then I'm going to go to create. So I'm going to click on create. And a lot of you have already probably figured out how to do assignments. But if you click on quiz assignment, then it's going to actually start generating a blank quiz for you. And when it does that, you want to make sure that you have grade importing already clicked on. I think it automatically does that for you, but if it's not, then make sure that that is clicked on. Because what that does is that makes it so that you can automatically import the grades for that assignment into Google Classroom. And it also limits each form to one response per user because it collects their email address, and it also restricts the quiz to only the students that are logged into Google Classroom. So that keeps other people from doing your quiz if they're not in your class. So once it generates that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a title. So this is going to be my daily edit quiz for Unit 5, Week 4. Sorry, I'm a horrible typist. And I'm going to go and I might say complete your quiz using the Google form. You can always make your own kind of things. So in order to create my quiz, I'm going to click on the blank quiz, and that's going to take you into Google Forms. And I want to give my quiz a name. So I'm going to call this my daily edit quiz, Unit 5, Week 4. And I'm also going to, I need to make sure I give it a name, the file a name up here. So the easiest way to do that is to take your title and just copy it. I use Control C to copy. I click up here, highlight it, and Control V to paste it. So that makes sure that it has the same name. And if you notice up here, this is going to save as you go. So you don't have to worry about doing something and saving. Doing something and saving, it's going to save as you go. You can give it a description if you want. That's up to you. But the main thing is to create questions. It's going to start with a question. So I'm going to give this I'm going to make a multiple choice question. That's the default, is multiple choice. So I might say, which of these words is spelled correctly? So you type in your question, and then you can type in the different options for their answers. So I'm going to give them 3 options on this one for right now. But you can add as many options as you want. Most of us probably do 3 or 4. You want to make sure that you also fill in the answer key, because that's how the computers, our Google's going to know that your student has answered it correctly or incorrectly. So you're going to click on the answer key, and you're going to click the one that is the correct answer. And then you can assign a number of points for this question. And I'm just going to say this one for right now is worth 1 point. You can go back and figure out how many points each question is worth. I usually just do 1 point per question, and then I figure out the percentages later when I put it into a gradebook. And then so once I've done that, clicked my correct answer and done, you can also add some answer feedback. I'm not worried. I don't usually do that very much. So I'm going to click on done. And that's my first question. Now you also want to make sure that you click that it is a required question. So that way they are not allowed to skip that question. Now, if you want to add another question to your quiz, you click on the plus sign. That means to add a question. So I'll click on plus. And this time I'm going to make it a short answer question. So that means the students will have to type in their answer. So I might say, write a sentence using write a sentence with the word really. And I'm going to put some quotations marks around that because unfortunately it doesn't let you bold and underline in this. That's one thing that's not as good, but you do the best we can. And so short answer, you just put your question, short answer text, make sure it is required. For the answer key on this is one where when you go and review, you're going to have to actually go back and look at their questions to determine if they get the points or not. Another kind of question that you can make is a checkbox. And this is when you have multiple answers to a question. Which words mean the same as sad? And I can say, I'm going to give them a few options. Happy. Well, you get the idea. And then on my answer key, I'm all going to click on the ones that mean the same as sad. And then I'm done. I want to assign how many points it's worth and make sure it is a required question. And I just go through and add the kinds of questions that I want. If you have an essay question, you can do a paragraph as an answer choice. There are drop-down boxes that you can do. There's lots of different ways that you can have kids answer questions, but these are probably the most common ones. Once you have created your quiz, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at talking, but I'm not going to go back and redo this. You'll notice, make sure that says all changes are saved in Drive, and you can go back and go back to your assignment page. And then you can give it a due date. I'm going to say this is due. I think I'm going to have them do this on Friday next week. It's going to be part of my language. And I don't want to assign it right now, so I'm actually going to schedule it for next Friday because I don't want them to see it till next Friday. And it won't show up on their Google Classroom classwork until Friday morning when I tell it to. And you can always go back and edit it as you need to. You notice on my classwork, the things that are scheduled, they'll show up as gray. The kids do not see this until you have told the program to actually put it in their feed. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how you can actually get the grades from some of these. In my math class, I have a lot of Google Forms that I use for their daily reviews. And I have not made every single one of these myself. I actually got them off of Teachers Pay Teachers from a person, her username on Teachers Pay Teachers is One Stop Teacher Shop. She actually has lots of these already created in Google Forms, so it's fantastic. So I just uploaded those to my Google Classroom. So I have several reviews and quizzes that they'll be doing throughout the week. So in their class, what I can do is I can actually go to classwork and I can go to grades. And these are the things that I've assigned grades to. I can also see who has done the assignment, and I can actually do an auto grade on this to see how they've done. So I'm going to click on the assignment up here at the top, and it tells me how many have turned it in, how many have assigned it. They don't even have to click on turn in or anything. Once they've done the form, it just automatically, since I have it on import grades, it's going to automatically grade it for me. And so when I want to look at what their grades are, I'll just click on import grades. And do I want to import? Yes. And you will see that it imports the grade for that assignment. And right now it's a draft because I can actually, if I want to, like I've noticed this person only got 15 out of 19, I'm looking at, I want to maybe go back and look at the form and see what issues there are. But you can import these grades, and then once you have looked at them and verified them and you're satisfied with these are the grades they're going to get, then I can click on turned in and I click on return, and that is going to actually put it in the Google Gradebook. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit with a way that you can use Google Forms as a quiz in your Google Classroom. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have about that. There's a lot more that you can do, but this is just kind of the basics. So hopefully that helps out. I hope y'all are having a great day, a great week, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.